see, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes these are writers, and they write what they think about. Sometimes when you read the scriptures, sometimes that stuff don't line up. Have you ever read that?
That's when you
that's the reason I like to stick to King James version. Because see, you get some other versions, it may you can the King James Bible about this thick. The mother Bible like this thick. That means they add. Amen. Where is Miles at? I haven't seen the lesson, I'm gonna tell you.
Acts 28:1.
Where is this little place at?
It's in the island located near Sicilia and Spartacus. I'm sorry,
Okay, this was
but it says
okay, this is the isle when they came to shore, right?
after the shipwreck.
After the shipwreck and they came to shore. Right. This was the island they was on.
Wow.
Yeah, the little small island, yeah. But and Paul ministered. By the end of this lesson, we will know how Paul helped people on the Isle of Malta appreciate the way others minister to us and minister to those in need. It's good to be able to minister to somebody. I was talking to a lady. I went to the gym Friday, but I didn't do nothing. It took me 2 hours. It took me out of the walk, just 2 miles. And my bottle there, but my bottle there, but it wasn't there. So we had a great day on Thursday. We had a great day on Thursday. I tell you, people came, and they were one of less than and the guy come in, people, and before he even came to find out, one of the guys that great guy, he's the police. So I was getting ready to come out myself. So he picked up the bread in his hand, in the pan. Look, man, I'm actually nice enough. Put the bread back on the table. I said, well, actually, don't know. I let him ask. I'm coming around it. By that time, the guy from the front desk, he was standing there also, so he came over. Now, one of them got to go. He said, I ain't going nowhere. Amen? But it was good. It was good. The day in the 20s, right? Amen. Brenda knew she was driving too fast. If anybody ever been driving and they knew they were driving too fast, for the poor road condition, but she just wanted to get over. After a long day, she hit a particular rough patch, and suddenly Brenda's car did what? Run out of control on the slick highway. She nearly missed careening into a ditch before her car what? Did thankful she was not hurt, but the car would not start. She used her cell phone to call for help, but still waiting. Then 10 minutes later, a dark car pulled up and a man jumped out and offered her help. She was afraid to talk with him until he showed her his bag. He was a what? undercover detective on his way home from work. Signed with the release. Signed the release. Reynolds allowed him to check out the car, although he couldn't help. He stayed with her until the emergency roadside assistance service arrived. Now, this is the question right here. We sometimes forego help from others who do not look like us, or because of the situation in which we find ourselves. Helping one another becomes easy as we realize God will often send unlikely strangers to help us in our time of need. Paul was such a help to the sick. How, how can you, when was the last time you hope somebody that was in distress? When was the last time you hope somebody that was stranded? When?
Well, I can tell the story.
Tell the story.
But it wasn't me helping somebody, it was somebody helping me.
Oh, somebody helped you. Okay,
Yeah, somebody helped me. It was really, when I read this, I was like, I got a great story.
Uh-huh.
When I was at Zion Hill, I used to work with the children and the teens.
Uh-huh.
And so in my bed, I had a whole mess of, I had about 6, 7, 8 teens in my car. And I was taking them to church.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a flat tire, so I pulled off of the road. What is that? I can't think of that road. Anyway, I pulled off in the store. This is so funny because the tire went flat. I called roadside assistance, and I'm sitting here waiting. These white guys in long black coats. Looking, and the first thing I thought, Brother Wood, I said, they gotta be senseless. You know, I'm thinking to myself. So I get out the car to go into, I call, and he comes over, he says, you want me to fix your flat tire? I said, no, you don't really have to. He's like, I said, I'm waiting for roadside assistance. Hi, honey. And he says, well, we can do it before roadside assistance. No, you don't really have to. And he didn't pay me no mind. And he got his friends out the car, jumped on it, took care of the flag. I'm in here trying to get him, a little cash because you want to let him know you appreciate it. And I went to offer that. He said, no, thank you. I'll take care of it. See you later. I mean, when we talk about angels, it's just like the guys who sit there, took care of me and left. But you can't judge a book by its cover. These guys straight up look like something out of rock band or Satan. They were white guys, long hair, black, long coat. And I was going to turn them down. But no, we're going to take care of you and everything. I was amazed. I just, all I could do was say, Lord, thank you.
Somebody wrote a song that said, he's always what?
Okay, now?
For you. Even when you don't even know it, don't even see it.
I mean, they just came out.
And that's what this said. It said, we sometimes forgo help from others who don't look like us. Now, other folks, now, you did that.
I did. I thought about that.
Anyone else? I was going to my house one day, and 2 ladies had them stopped in the middle of the street. They were getting ready to fight. One lady was pregnant. She was way out here. Other lady, she was going to jump on her. And guess what their fight was about? I mean, and the young lady that wasn't pregnant, she wanted to jump on the lady with the baby, and she trying to get to her, the lady. And if you hit the woman, this pregnant woman, you go to jail, you will never get out. I'm tell you right now. I went, and I got between them. I don't know why I got between them 2 women now. Brother Wood, I got between them. And that little boy went in the trunk and got, That was his mother that was pregnant. He went in the trunk of the car. He got that, what you call that thing? That crowbar, and he would hit it. I said, boy, put that thing down. I said, you gonna mess around, you gonna get in trouble too. And so I got him calmed down. I put the lady in her car that was pregnant. I said, now you get on out of here. You going because you ain't got nothing to fight the woman. Y'all fight over a man, and evidently the man, he don't want neither one of you. Anytime you got to fight over something, two women, either two men.
But the fact of the matter is, the thing that gets me is,
what's that?
They fighting over him.
And he gone to where?
Why would they go to him and confront him or beat him up?
He belongs to me. No, he don't belong to you. If he belongs to you, he would be with her. Right or wrong? Okay, let's move right along. I have a subject. I guess y'all know this. It's the first time I saw this book. I don't know what the briefing called me. And it came to pass that after the father of who? Laid sick and a fever and a blood flux, to whom Paul entered in and prayed and laid hands on him and healed him. Do y'all believe there's still healing going on? Do y'all? This is what I'm gonna ask you about. I got a friend of mine. She keeps saying prophecy one out of the Old Testament. If you talk about prophecy today, and I said you need to go there and find the fivefold ministry. Well, I'm telling. I said, well, I'm gonna tell you three things. Tell there is no prophecy. And your pastor sitting there listening to you. Well, but guess what? God will hold him accountable for that. Because I said, you're teaching them wrong. And I didn't buy my truck. I stopped my interpretation. The Bible talks about prophecy. I said, now, yeah, but I told her, read what the fivefold ministry are. And it'll tell you.
Not only that, what I just think about it.
Talk to me.
It makes me wonder, is she expecting Jesus' return? Because that's prophecy. We're still waiting.
Yeah, but then again, you got to first acknowledge there is prophecy today. She don't believe it.
But if she don't believe it, then that means she can't believe that the prophecy of him returning exists.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. So that's why I told her.
Is she even a believer?
So you need to go to the fivefold ministry. You need to go to the five and read what the fivefold ministry are. And the prophecies in there. Okay. Let's move on. Move right along. We're going to try to go here and first of all, how did Paul end up on this island? That's the most. How did Paul end up on this island? Hold on, Brother Whit, come on.
Yeah, when they were going to Rome, for him to have his case tried by Caesar, even though he warned them that the ship wasn't destroyed, he ended up on the island because when the ship got destroyed, then as they floated in, some swam, some floated in a board or whatever.
Okay. Now, what were you getting ready to say?
I'm wondering if Brother Wood said what he said is right.
Okay, I'll put me at you.
No, I'm just going to say sugar. Because I thought, and I'm not sure where I saw it, or even if I saw it, I thought it all started with him preaching the gospel.
Okay, now one more question. Before they got on that ship, what did Paul say to them? Before they got on that ship, on their way to Rome, what did Paul say to them?
I
believe that we gave him the history of all that he had been through or something. He warned them.
He warned them about what did he say?
He warned them that, well, after they turned it down the first time, then he warned them that, that no harm is going to come to them, but the ship is not going to make it.
Okay, but now that first one, you want to one. Now that first one was what?
They didn't pay him any attention.
I forbid this Lord today. That's what he said. I forbid. And but the captain said, I've been you ever heard somebody say that? I've been doing this for 40 years. You don't come and tell me that I'm doing the wrong thing. I know every wave on the ocean out here.
And it was calm before they started. So.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, it's dangerous to mess with God's people.
Absolutely.
It's just dangerous. I mean, it's real dangerous. It's dangerous because Paul was there. Have you ever been in a place and you wonder why you was there? Now, what Paul said, the king said that Paul had went to
He wasn't going to have season.
if he went to Caesar.
If he had not wanted to go to Caesar, none of this would happen.
Yeah, none of it would happen. So have you ever been put in a place and you didn't know why you was there? And you know you shouldn't have been there. But you were there. And God put you in certain places for a reason. Have anybody ever been there? Have anybody ever been in a position where you were minding your own business, but God had a setup for you? I've been there. One day when my mom was down on 10th and Dolphin, I was singing with the choir. And so I got I left my car home to walk. I did a lot of walking because I love to talk to people. So I left my car home. And when this rehearsal was over, I'm walking from 10th and Dolphin to Broad Street. And on my way to Broad Street, I met a young man. He was crying. And I began to talk to him. I said, man, what's wrong with you, bro? He said, I'm going to kill my wife. I said, and you don't want to do that. He had a knife in his left. I took that knife. I didn't long brother with that knife right there. Don't go any further. I said, man, this you know. Because you see, you go out there, your life will be over. This is what you call premeditated murder. You know where you're going, you know what you're going to do when you get there. I said, man, you don't know. And I talked to that boy from 10th and Vine, from 10th and Dolphin, all the way up to Broad Street, from Broad Street to Broad Lehigh. I'm talking. Let him know. Look, man, this stuff you're doing, I haven't been down them paths. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. No matter what you do, it's not worth it. And when I got to Broad and Lehigh, he looked at me and he said, you know what? He smiled. He said, you know what? He said, I'm going to take this knife, I'm going to take it back home and put it back there. I got it. And he turned around and went back. And I kept going. And I was there for a reason. I don't know why I left my car home that particular Saturday because it was all the way down North Philly. I left my car at home, caught the bus, and went down there. Caught the train and went down there. And it was a setup. Okay. I need someone to read for me the first 2 verses.
And when they were escaped And then they knew that the island was called Malta.
Okay.
And the barbarous people showed us no little kindness. Showed us no little kindness. For they kindled a fire and received us everyone because of the present rain and because of the cold.
Okay. And when they were escaped from what? They escaped from the sea. Okay. And then they knew that the isle was called Malta. And what the barbarian people showed us no, what were they talking about? No little kindness. They showed them great kindness. Have you ever been caught up in something and somebody showed you some kindness? And sometimes you don't want kindness? Oh, that was the help. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we able to jump down 50 times. On the stretch, she was thinking they was one way and they turned out to do something else. And sometimes you can meet your best friend like that. You got know that? Sometimes your best friend. You know how I met my best friend? Every day, there were two brothers. One about this tall, the other about this tall. And every day, brother would say, "Quick time in, boy, I feel like I was good." Every day. And I had another friend here next over where I live at. He was tall, but he told me to make it every day with me. Long as you let them boys fry you too. He said, now you're gonna have to stand up to them boys and don't. Man, you gotta beat them, but don't run at that height, dude. Them boys ain't gonna do it. Them boys ain't gonna do it. He said, I'm gonna take you down to the high one day. And I'm gonna show you. They ain't gonna do it. He said, because I see them boys are terrified. One day, come on, where we going? Going down there. Man, I ain't gonna see you. We get down there. He walking in front of me. I'm walking behind him. He said, come on down. I'm dragging. And when we get down there, the moment I stepped up on their yard, both of them come out. Both of them came out. They come run like bulls. My buddy looked at me and said, now, it's time to come. Jay said, there ain't no good. I'm tell you right through, but I can both of them both. When you say you roll me like a paper bag. He said, I'm sure. Brother Whit, when I saw them pine trees, remember you banged Douglas? I said, man, he said, man, come on. And then the moment I got out of here, they come, they threw up their hands like this. I'm back with the guy got me and pushed me. He said, you got to fight these guys, they can show you. And I threw my hand up for one time, and they backed down. Not one little pass, and the bigger one backed down. You know what I did? From that day to this day, from that day on, they live down the street down here. The grandmother lived down here, and I'm sitting in the middle of it. Every day they had to come out of my house to go to the grandmother's house. And Lord have mercy for the rumble going on in that street. Every day, brother. Yeah, the tide and turf now. So I met my best friend. He come to me when he's the man. Now, while they were trying to beat up on me, we wasn't friends. But now when the tide and turned, he come, he said, man, you know, Let us on every day I would top out to him, I would throw him in the ditch and just walk all on top of it. No, you
You started doing that to me?
yes, I did. Who? No, in the bullet, no, I was a bullet, but guess what? When I find out he wasn't no good, sure I'm gonna do it to him. Both of them. I'm about 16 years old, 15 years old. You know, you get bullied now. Anybody been bullied in school beside Pastor? But now, I wasn't bullied in school. They was at home, my neighbor. But that's okay. Now, what was the question I just asked you all? Okay, no, I know what it's at. The barbarians showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received everyone because of the present rain and because of the cold. We know y'all cold and rain and all that stuff. Now we're going to see you guys. But now in the receiving help from a stranger. Elder Pope already engaged with that story about receiving help from a stranger. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Well, yeah, I just think that it's important to note, as they do in the lesson itself, that they were always, once they got to the island of Sicily or whatever, coming from where they came from, these folks were always considered barbarians because they were different and didn't speak the language. That was different than sometimes when the president image of a barbarian is. These weren't, evil people or whatever the case may be. They were first taken, they were misunderstood because these people didn't understand them. So that's why they had a hesitancy about what was about to happen to them. And then they found out that no, they didn't extend a little kindness, they extended a great kindness. They took care of all their needs without them even asking, without them even telling them what they needed. These people knew what they needed and just started supplying it to them. So they weren't barbarians in the modern sense. They were just barbarians because they were different. And they took them in and supplied them with everything they needed. Unfortunately, not the same way we treated the Indians when they first came to school.
Okay. Anybody want to add something to that now, Brother Witt? Okay, now I just looked over in depth. It says it is more blessing to do what than it is to work. Okay. It is equally true that believers must learn to receive help during what? Difficult situations. Family, friends, co-workers, neighbors are among those who assist in time of need, as Paul discovered that on this isle, strangers who may provide timely assistance. Do y'all believe that?
What came to mind when I read this, I thought about sometimes our pride gets in the way, and I remember sharing with somebody, you have to learn how to receive. God has made it so that we give, but there's also a time that we have to know how to receive what God has given us, because He said, God could be blessing us.
Okay, now you put one word in, you put that word in pride. Yeah. And what could come before fall? Nebuchadnezzar was sitting down one day relaxing, and pride set in on him. And what did he do? He just gets up and he goes on the top of on the rooftop. And what did he do? Lift up his hand and say, "Oh, great Nebuchadnezzar, look what I have done. I have built Babylon, and look what I have done." And God had warned him about that. Did y'all read that? God had warned him about that pride. And before he finished, God had took his mind from him. Just like that. That's what happened to him. Anybody know what happened to Nebuchadnezzar? I can't hear you.
He ended up on all fours.
All four. He grew hair and feathers on his back. He nipped grass like an ox for 7 years. He acknowledged there's none like God. God is sorry.
And then sometimes pride, when we do ask for help, you all heard that story where a person was out in the water and they prayed for help, and God would send them help. God sent two different things, different a boat, a ship, or whatever, and they turned each up and down, waiting for God to send me help. And God let them know, look, I done sent you help already. You turned it all down. And God does that for us. He sends us help, and we just, because it's not what we look like. What we expect.
And I agree. When I was just listening and thinking about it, and then I think about it in terms of like the number of trials and different things that we just have to go through because this is the walk that we take. Suffering is a part of it. But God always designed things for Himself. So even if we go through it correctly, and then with that, the Lord, like the word of God says, to whom much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. So you go through whatever you need to go through as the Lord prepares you to receive what it is that He's going to give you after you've gone through the preparation process. So when He does finally, say, okay, well, this is what I've actually been bringing you through in order to bring you to, and then you still have a haughty spirit, like that doesn't match. It doesn't match. It seems like somebody who would have that type of spirit after the Lord has pretty much, established you and strengthened you and gotten you through is somebody that may have gone through the back door and they may not have gotten it through trial and going through the right way, because I just don't see how you can have, if you understand what I'm saying, mm-hmm. It's difficult to have any way of looking at yourself as anything when you've gone through whatever it is the Lord takes you through to get to what it is He has for you. And then you get there and you're like, well, look what it doesn't match.
Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to back up. I'm going to talk about the other folks said something while ago that was very profound. The man was drowning. Man came along on the boat. No, I'm waiting for God to come and get me. Man came with a ship. No. Man got drowned. Man went to heaven. He said, God, why didn't you save me? He said, remember that man came out with that ship? He did that with me. So you got to be able to distinguish God's helping hand from Satan. You got to be able to be able to know the difference. You got to be able to distinguish which is which and who. Because the Bible says Satan comes to rob, steal, and to destroy. That's his job. That's his job. He comes to rob, steal, and destroy. That's what he comes to do. And then,
Pastor, what is that prophet that told the king to go and dip himself 7 times?
man,
And the prophet was Elijah or Elisha?
Elisha. The last Elijah, not Elijah.
Elijah.
Yeah.
And Elisha.
He said, go up 7. You see?
And he got upset because the prophet didn't come and talk to him himself and tell him to do something great. And then his handmaid said, now he had told you to do ABC.
Flip on your back and turn over triple times.
Yeah, but he told you to
do something simple. Do something dirty. Go dip in the dirty Jordan. He said, how come I can't go dip in one of them clean rivers? He gonna send me down to the dirty Jordan. I ain't going down there.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. You know what? All God wants to do is be obedient. But you got to have a relationship with Him to know when He's speaking to you. You got to have that relationship with Him. To know when He's speaking to you. Come on, brother. I can see you. I know y'all something to say.
You have to have the relationship with you and speak with Him. But part of having that relationship causes a degree of distress or whatever the case may be. So the panic doesn't come in. The bigger the distress, the more you have to calm yourself in order to know what help really is. In other words, if you let pride get out in front of you, then what you're really doing is you're creating confusion so that you can't see or hear or fear help coming your way. And so when you know that you're there, like you say, it's like they tell you, and it's easier said than done. It's like you tell you when you're out in the water, when somebody's trying to say, stop flailing, and relax, and things will happen. And that's what you have to do in that situation, because then you get a chance, just like you talk about the fact that when God speaks to you, he doesn't talk to you and screaming and yelling and shouting and banging and doors and that. He doesn't speak to you in a calm voice. That's it. If you're talking, you can't hear it. If you're panicking, you can't hear it. If you're prideful, you can't see it. And somewhere along the line, you need some help. So what you have to do is humble yourself, rely on your faith, and then help ends up coming your way. You end up getting out of that situation instead of getting yourself deeper into the situation.
I got a question now. He made some statements on one of those. When you're out in the water, they tell you to be what? Be calm. How can you be calm when you are in that water? Now that's the question I'm like, how can that? Pastor can't swim. Pastor can't swim. If I'm out there in that deep, okay, say me and my cousin, we went to Atlantic City and we rented a boat. And neither one of us swim. And the man gave us a life jacket. And we put the life jacket on backwards. No. It's a true story, yeah. And the guard was the lifeguard was up on this in his booth for that. Hey, you boy, get over there. You ain't got that life jacket on there. Oh, he told us we got our life jacket on. He said, hey, yo, we look right, ain't about that but us. So we get to the water, he said, boy, y'all gonna get drowned. We got out there, he said, boy, you got them on wrong.
The initial flailing is what brought you to help. You know what I mean? And that's what brought help to your attention. The initial flailing, but once the help comes, that's when you have to calm down.
I did come down there.
Yeah, what I'm saying. But the initial flail, yeah, you're going to flail at first, but that's what drew attention. That's what drew attention.
That makes sense, because I didn't understand it at first.
Yeah, that drew attention to your distress. Then you calm down. Yeah, I have to flail, and then I got to get. But now once I see help coming, I have to stop. I have to stop fighting and let the help.
I got my boat. I got my life going on. What are you talking about? Hey, guess what we did? Give the man the boat back and give him that water.
You don't have to decide to go out.
No. Okay, let's move right along. Okay, I need somebody to read here for me verse number 3 down to 6. 3 to 6. And when Paul
had
gathered the bone.
And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, for we thought he had escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live. And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm. Howbeit they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly. But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds and said he was a god.
Okay, start right there. Yeah, okay, start right there.
You know, I thought about Job when I read this part.
Okay, what did Job do?
Because his friends, because he was
Everybody knows.
suffering, they said, oh, he must have did something wrong.
But let me finish to you. When you're going through, God is trying to, you right here now, He's trying to get you to another level. That's all He's trying to do. Because in order for Jesus to have to get to that cross, what did he have to go through in order to get there? He had to go through the meat line. Yeah. Now, when Paul had gathered up a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, and there came out of Lord have mercy, the might, and blast on to him. You know why the devil did that? He didn't want Paul to minister to him. That's what you call discouragement. Do y'all believe that? Don't you know when Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River, and what happened? Heaven opened up, didn't it? Heaven opened up. God the Father spoke. God the Son was baptized. God the Holy Ghost sent upon Jesus. Now Jesus, now let me tell you something. Now, once you said, Jesus is the light of my life, and all I need is a little more Jesus now, don't you think you home free? Don't you think you're going to escape going through some trials and tribulations? Because Satan's going to try you. If you say you baptized, saved, through the Holy Ghost, Satan don't try you. All y'all don't read it. He going to try you. He going to try you. He going to throw it. And what happened to Jesus when Jesus was baptized? What the next thing happened to Jesus? In the 4th chapter of Matthew, what the next thing happened to him? He was led into the wilderness to be tempted unto death. Do y'all read that? Come on.
But I was going to say, I don't know about nobody else, but I've been in situations where I'm going through something and I almost lose my mind, going through this thing. I'm saved now. I'm saved by that time. And in the midst of it, I get, you get so frustrated sometimes and you got to go through, why do I have to do this? Why is this happening? That's the greatest thing we say. Why me? And then after I slow my happy self down and I hear from the Lord, okay, he never really answered me on some things, but you got to walk this thing out. And then once you walk it out, you find the conclusion of the whole matter. Why was this? Mm-hmm. What was the purpose? Mm-hmm. And I think everything that we go through to build our faith. Draw a closer relationship with the Lord. And okay. I'm going, that's where I slow down, stop feeling so frustrated, stop feeling like, you all alone going through this, and then learn how to walk out this test. Okay. Or this trial that you're going through.
Okay, come on, Brother Rick. Talk to us.
And it works the same way if you dare to become too comfortable for something. If you dare to become too comfortable with something, then something comes in and what they say they throw the cog into the works or whatever the case may be. So that cog is just a fact to let you know that don't discard me now that you reached what you thought was your purpose on. Don't act like you don't need me no more. And so it works in both situations.
But you know what? I had a friend say to me the other day. He said, why, the first thing we think, I must have done something wrong, and that's why God. He said, why did you do something wrong? I said, well, you didn't do nothing. And this is just God's way of doing whatever he needs to do. In your life. You didn't do nothing wrong.
Just to bring you back to home this and make you focus once you get on this. Right. Now, don't take your eye off of me.
This is a great lesson.
No matter what happens, don't take your eye off of me. Right. Whether it's good or bad, you still need me. One way or another.
Ooh, I love this answer. I love this answer. Okay.
I find it really interesting, the whole conversation just now, because I felt like I was getting ready to say the same exact thing that you said before, but I can't figure out how that could be now unless it's something that the Lord ain't given us. Exactly what you said is what I'm going to say. And then when, of course, Brother Rick, added to the
Sorry about me.
the
Put it all together.
the whole thing in a nutshell is for me,
Mhm.
and it's a lot to it. But along the way, with me stopping, like other folks said, and taking the time that I am and I've been given to be alone, the Lord speaks, the God speaks, and He says different things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're going through it, you don't have to understand none of it, but that even if it's just one little word, just one thing, this is my experience. So listening is just helps me even better. That one thing they spoke, just continue, no matter what's going on, no matter how it's coming, just continue to go through it because it does have an expected end. And then the thing that I'm dealing with on the inside, like to just express like what's going on internally, I had like this deep level of joy. I have this great level of anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
But also in the natural, it feels like I'm standing in quicksand, and I have to like think about everything that I'm doing. I have to talk myself into every situation, even going to the supermarket. There are like things going on, but I know that everything's all right. Whatever this is, I have to get through
Got to
it,
get through it.
and I have to get through it right. Like there's a way I have to go through. I have to go through it right, and I have everything I need to get through it. But then to go back and then finish what I was saying, and I'm done. Just exactly what Elder Pope said. I'm hoping that every grader would be able to put it. Exactly what Elder Pope said, and that Brother Vic added onto it is exactly what that is, and that's what's brought out with what I'm going through. I'm just going through a process, and I gotta go through it.
And don't you think you're going through by yourself?
You here with me? You be willing to stay home when you're not supposed to?
Jesus. Remember David said, the Lord is my shepherd. And I shall not be. He makes me lie down in his path. He will teach me beside the river. If the gate will walk me down. Huh? And what does the word? Ye will walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil.
The thing about it was, I was trying to get here early enough for prayer, and I had thought about if I had gotten here in time for prayer, I was just going to pray the 23rd Sunday. That's going to be good.
Now, of all Job went through, what did Job say? Give me one something Job said in the midst of losing his children, losing all of his wealth, and losing everything. Boy, what did Job say?
The thing that I fear most has
Come up on me. Now, what else did he say? Come on, Brother Wilson.
Yeah, just I can only paraphrase it right now.
Go ahead and operate.
Basically, with God, I have to take the good with the bad.
That's what he was saying. He said, should I accept all the good things from God and there's nothing evil? And that's what his wife came running to. That's what he said. He said, Job, you don't look good. Paraphrase. You ain't happy like you used to be. And you ain't got all that stuff you used to have. Cut God and die. Probably give me somebody else. Now, she didn't say that. Now I don't paraphrase it. And what did Job say? Should I accept all the good from God and nothing else?
And the Bible said all this.
She told me to cut God and die.
He didn't sin against them.
And you're right. He said, of all Job went through, Job never sinned one time. Even his friend came to Job and said, Job, you a sinner, man. God don't do this to no righteous man. They're the one he do it to. Because he's trying to get you. Oh, Lord. Look at Peter.
God told him, did you consider Job? He put Job up there. One night, the devil said, well, let me
was on the water and the storm came, and they looked out and they thought it was a ghost walking on the water. And who was it? And what did Jesus say? Be not afraid, it is I. And Peter said, "If you bid me to come to you." See what God is trying to get you to keep your eyes on Him. Don't turn to the what or to the right. Keep your eyes on Him, because He's the prize. All you need is just a little more Jesus. And when Peter said that, what did Jesus do? Reached out his hand. Because who was standing in front of him? Who? And he kept his eyes on Jesus, didn't he? And the moment he took his eyes off of Jesus, what happened? And what did Peter cry? There you go. Talk to me.
To my head, when you go through and you get ready and you come out of this, when this thing comes up again, you recognize it. You won't be so quick to fall into it this time. You don't pass that time.
Somebody wrote a song. You know what the song said? I can see clear like what the storm is going. But while you're in the storm, you can't see clear.
See nothing.
But I can see clear like what the storm is going. Storm done passed me over. You got something to say? Okay, now we're gonna get on down here because I know that Teresa read on that thing right there. Y'all. When the barbarians hold it. When Paul gathered them bundles of sticks and put them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on Paul's hand. What came out of the bush? A poison snake. And when they were looking for Paul to do what? Swirl up and die. And they said, this man must be a murderer. He must be a sinner. But when Paul didn't die, what did they say in that, in that verse number 7? What did they say about Paul? He's a God. Okay, now somebody read 7, 8, 9, all the way down.
And the same quarters were possession of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days courteously.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass that the father of Publius was made sick of a fever and of a bloody flesh, to whom Paul entered in and prayed and laid his hands on him and healed him. So when this was done, others also which had disease in this island came and were healed, who also honored us with many honors, and when we departed, they led us with such things as were necessary.
Okay, now, Paul was a prisoner. Did y'all know Paul was a prisoner on that ship? Okay, now, look how God flipped the script on. All the God was there. And when the ship wrecked, God put them all in they put them all in Paul's hand, every last one. Just like when Peter, Paul, and Silas was locked up in jail. And when that earthquake came and shook the foundation, what did the jailer say? He pulled his sword to kill him. What did Peter say? And then he asked Peter, and what did he ask Peter? What must I do to be saved? So you see, God works in mysterious ways. One is to be performed. In order to get my attention, he had started taking stuff from me. Because I was wrapped up in I was wrapped up in money. Seriously, I was. I was wrapped up in money. I was wrapped up in that Lincoln I had. I was just wrapped up in it. I'm serious. I was just wrapped up in it. And God took both of them. He said, now you know what he said to me? Now, and he put it in a place where nobody helped him. Nobody but him. Not a soul. But he said, but while you're waiting, be of good courage. He will strengthen your heart. But you got to wait on it. David said, I waited patiently on the Lord. He heard my cry and pitied my every groan. Then he came to my rescue. I've been there. I learned that cause so, ooh, Lord have mercy. And my pastor wife to Johnny said, God's good to you. Why don't you give God some more time? I said, later, I'll give. Seriously, I didn't. You know, it went anything when I done. Some of the
I was just gonna say, isn't that just like God, where they had a negative opinion of Paul, and then God turned the situation around, and then He gives you favor in the midst of all that stuff, and that's what He did for it. You have to talk to them.
There you go.
And how he turns it around.
You turn it around.
God turned it around and gave him favor.
What did Paul do in that?
Well, no, I know.
In that 10th verse.
When you're willing and obedient, the Bible says
that be obedient.
The good of the land. Paul was obedient to what God told him.
Many, where you start the end of that? Paul entered in and prayed and laid hands on him and healed him. And then, so when he had done others also which had disease in the land came and they was healed. Paul was put there for a reason. Paul was on that ship for a reason. Not that he was going to jail, but for a reason. Anybody have anything they want to say now? Now that was a good lesson. Come on, Jennifer, talk. Who? I guarantee you, I know who it is. You tell him thank you. But it was a good lesson, and you all got us through. I thank God for you all because it was a good lesson. You all got us through because some very good points came out of it. And sometimes when we in the valley and we can't get out of it, God is always there with us. He's holding out a hand and God able to footsteps. He's there all the time. Somebody wrote something that he was there all the time. All the time he was there. Just like the poem about the footsteps in the sand. The man and Jesus were walking along. And as they walked, he looked back and guess what he saw? 2 sets of footprints. Oh, me and Jesus. He said, man, had some hard time, tough time. He looked back and saw only one set of footprints. He said, Lord, you said you were going to be with me. Yeah. He said, I look back, I see only one set of prints now. He said, then was I carrying you, my son? I was carrying you then, my son. All is well. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank and we praise you for this. Thank and praise you for Sunday school. Thank and praise you that you intervene in the time of need. And we thank and praise you, Jesus, in our praise. Woo!